For this 8-minute lesson, let's draw a really cool three-dimensional fish with lots of shadows and shading and overlapping, lots of blended shading. Now, any tool will work, just any piece of paper. I use paper from a spiral sketchbook to draw my lessons in. I use a regular number 2 pencil or 2H pencil. Any pen or pencil you get out of your drawer is just fine. Let's start with your piece of paper and let's sketch very lightly. We'll block in our fish here. I'm going to very lightly, just a circle. I start lighter and I just sketch it and I block it in. See, just very relaxed and loose. You don't have to worry about making your drawing exact and precise to start with. You can clean up all these scribbles later on. In fact, just think of scribbling. Just scribble, just sketch, just relax. Just spend this 8 minutes letting your mind just relax and draw and flow on the piece of paper. Now I'm going to move this over just a bit so I'm a little more centered there. There we go. We're just sketching. Look at that. Just blocking in the little fishy. Now, from this point, I mean, anybody can scribble that, right? But now the fun part is when you start adding these 12 Renaissance words. Remember, there's 12 words and they're 500 years old. I call them the Renaissance words since they were established during the Renaissance. The first of the 12 words is overlapping. I'm going to take the near eye, put it about right here, and I'll draw the eye of the fish, a little darker. So we start light, we mold the shape, we sketch it, we just scribble it, and now we refine it. We start focusing it, we start refining it, okay? So I'm going to put another eye smaller. Look, it's tucked back behind her, it's overlapping. All right, one of my favorite illustrators, his name is Ted Arnold. He wrote a book called Parts. Beautiful eyes he draws like that. Also, Jim Davis, Garfield the cat, draws eyes like that. Lot of cool drawings from Jim Davis and Ted Arnold in his books. You got to look at that book, Parts, by Ted Arnold. Now, I'm going to darken in the face here. Now I'm going to come back down over here a little bit, and I'll block in where I'm going to draw the fins here. This is the pectoral fin, the side of the fish. And I'll move my drawing up so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something fancy down here at the bottom. I'm going to take the fish's tail, or the pectoral fin here. The side fins are the pectoral. This is the dorsal, and that's the caudal. But down here, I'm going to flip this up. Remember we've been using those cylinders a lot? Remember those cylinders? Over here, I'm just going to draw a quick cylinder so you can remember what I'm talking about here. Remember these cylinders we've been using? We've been practicing those foreshortened circle and the vertical lines curving the bottom, little marshmallow shape. This sure is transferable. This is called transferable information. I'm going to put a cylinder on its side right here. Think of making a cylinder over here, and then I'll angle at the fish's tail, have the tail looping up. Watch this, just like the flags transferring from the flag too. Watch this, I'm going to pull it down and I'll hook up the fin a little bit. I'm going to go all the way up and tuck it back in here. It's like a scroll. See that? I'm going to flow this. There's a great student example on my website in the Student Art Gallery. You click on Student Art Gallery and go into the ocean gallery of the ocean drawings. And one of my students did this beautiful flagged flapping finned fish. Now look at this near part's larger, and then this part back here is smaller. This is closer, this is further. This is larger, this is smaller. That's one of those 12 Renaissance words called size. Things that are closer will look larger. Now let's overlap from right here. That's your peekaboo line. I'm going to tuck that in. See a little peekaboo right there? All right, now you can zoom that camera in. Let me show you what I just did right here. Zoom it in. And right there's fine. Look at this. See what I did? I overlapped it. Peekaboo line. Right away, you put a little shadow inside here. Up here, put a little shadow up here. And then down along the fin, maybe put a little bit of contrast shadow. Contrast shadow means it separates the images, okay? And I'll darken in back here, kind of follows. This back line follows the front edge all the way like that. All right, zoom out a little bit, and I'll move the drawing down to center it a little bit better there. That's fine. Now, what I'm going to do, there's the face of the fish. You know, I want to put a little smile on that, so I'm not going to darken that in too much. Now, back over here, you know what we could do. I'm going to show you something here. Remember the bottom of the box? Use this line. Remember we were using those guidelines? This is in direction northeast, right? Remember that? Now I'm going to draw a line over here, like the bottom of the box. Remember we did the box, we used the dots, and we put a dot above and below your finger, and we connected it. We made a cube. Remember that? Remember that foreshortened square? Well, watch this. See, using this line, this is direction northwest. This line right here is going off have to go way off to show you what I'm talking about. This goes off in direction northwest, the positions on the compass. I'm using the foreshortened square now. So I'm using both of these shapes to transfer onto my drawing to use these as alignment. Now I'm going to take this fin curves opposite over here, coming down. It's going to curve away from you. Look at that, isn't that cool? That fin curves away from you, and it's going to loop back. I'm going to match this, but it's going to be smaller. This is larger. I want to mirror the image, but it's going to go away from you. So there's the belly. It's going to curve up, and I'm going to curve this in here, right here. See, going across here. Now, I don't have the time, so I'm going to go ahead and get the time up there so I can see how much time, because I'm going to draw the thickness. Disappears right here. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. All right, so coming over here to the right, from up here, I'm going to go following the guideline. You've done a lot of progress. This is about 7 minutes into our drawing. Way to go. Now, I'm going to darken the shadow in here. Get nice and dark underneath there. I love all those nooks and crannies, darken it in. This is scribble shading. You can take your finger and you can mush it and blend it. You can use the side of your pencil and get more of a smooth tone. Okay, nice and dark inside the flip. See how it flips around there? Little nook and cranny shadow there. All right, now I'll move the fish down just a bit so I can work on the eyes here. Now up here, I'm going to draw his eyes. Now when I draw the eyeballs, I leave a little bit of a reflection. Zoom in just a little bit. Keep coming, zooming in, and I'm going to pull the eyes down so you can see it right. That's good. Now I'm going to, that little light, that little reflection, I learned how to draw that when I was in elementary school, making that eye look like it's reflecting light just a little bit. Okay, zoom on out. Keep those, that's a neat technique to make your fish look like it's reflecting light, the eye, making it look like those pupils are sitting there. All right, now, I think I'll, instead of making his grin, I'm going to make his mouth open. Look at this. I'll put a foreshortened circle on the side over here. Now the opening is on the left side of the surface, so the thickness of this fish's mouth will be on the left side, coming down right there. Isn't that cool? You could put some feet dangling out here. You could be eating somebody, or you could put somebody like a scuba, some eyes in here, a little scuba diver. I'm going to darken this in. Use the side of my pencil. Put a nice contrast shadow in here. Put that nice contrast shadow. And I'm going to put shadow under the eyes. And then blend it. Light's coming from up here, remember. Now this top fin, that's the dorsal fin. That's called the dorsal fin. And then back here, put some wrinkles. And put the wrinkles here. I love those wrinkles here. And I'm going to put wrinkles here. Now, you can do a small little fin. You can make this fin this small if you want. Or you can go nuts. And I'm going to go push it way out to the end. Isn't that neat? Nice little S-curves. Just enjoy it. Let your pencil flow. Just enjoy the process, the scribbling, sketching process. And I'm going to darken in, blend it with your finger. Darken in here. Underneath, lots of neat little nooks and crannies to shade. I'm going to use my finger to blend it. Oh, this is looking really nice. Shade under the eye here. And you know what? You can give the whole body a little tone. Now for some fish scales, I'm going to put some fish scales up here. Look at this. Just more details. These little extra details are what make your drawing really pop off. It helps your viewers to identify the object, and also it's just fun. Drawing is so fun, and it's fun for your viewers to see the more details, the better. The King of Details. Remember those books, Where's Waldo by Martin Hanford, an English illustrator? Oh, he does great details. You take those off your bookshelf, dust them off, and look at those drawings. Remember, you can see more drawing lessons on my website. Look at some great student art, some student examples from my website. And also you can link to all my drawing books. I've written a whole lot of drawing books that you can link to from my website or Amazon.com. Excellent 8-minute fish. Good job.